Most creators don't fail because their idea is bad. Most creators fail because they launch backwards. Now, I have launched close to 100 digital products. Some of them have done very well. Some of them have flopped. And the ones that do very well all have these 7 things that I'm going to share with you in this video. They all have them in common. Whenever I do it this way, it works. And whenever I miss 1 or 2, they either don't do as well or they flop completely. So what I want to do is I want to talk about what creators do wrong, digital product creators or people that are selling digital products in general, and what you should do instead so that you can be as successful as possible. Hi, my name is Austin Godbold, and I create content to help you become platform proof. I want you to start creating content and monetizing your content without having to worry about the TikTok shop, the YouTube partner program, or any of these platform payments, because we know that they're inconsistent. They can revoke your membership at any time. And I want to give you a little bit more stability in your income and a little bit more control back in your life. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure that you follow me and check out this video, watch the whole video, because I think it'll be pretty good and pretty insightful to help you get up and running. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these 7 fixes that will help you out. Number 1, most people will they'll create a digital product and then they'll throw it out into the world. They'll say, here, it's here, come buy it. And nobody buys it. Or the sale isn't, you don't get as many sales as you expected. You expected for this digital product to do great, and it might only get 1 or 2 sales, or it doesn't get any sales at all. And you are frustrated, you're angry, and you think digital products don't work. When in reality, you should pre-sell before you build. Make sure that there's interest. Make sure there's people that actually want that thing. Or start generating interest and excitement and make people want the thing, right? Marketing is basically just letting people know that you have a solution for their problem. And if you don't let people know that you've got a solution for their problem, they're not going to know that you can help them. So start marketing it. And the other benefit of marketing it this way, where you're pre-selling it, you're getting people excited about it, is that they can start crafting this for you. So for example, I'm creating a 14-day roadmap to help people create their first digital product in 14 days. If I start talking about it now before it's ready, it'll be ready in about a week if I'm lucky. People will say, hey, that sounds really cool. Can you put this in it? Or you might create a video and saying, hey, this is where I'm at with my 14-day digital product. What do you think so far? You can let the people that are ultimately going to buy it, you can let them craft it for you so that you know that it's successful. One of the best things that you can do is let your audience build it. You build it live, you build it in public, you get, as I mentioned, you get validation first, and it'll be more successful. So that is number 1. Number 2, you try and make it way too big. So many, when my digital products flop, it's because I try and add the kitchen sink. Now, a lot of that is imposter syndrome. A lot of that, we feel like, hey, if I just keep adding stuff, people will buy it. But the opposite's true. What you should do is you should have one outcome. And with your first digital product, it should be a specific outcome that they can achieve in 60 minutes, at most 2 hours. But your digital product should identify one customer, one ideal customer, identify one problem that they're having, and your digital product solves that one problem and lets them get a real result. The other issue I see too is they try and make the digital product way too big. Their first tiny digital product will not solve the problem fast enough. And if you don't build trust, if you don't build credibility, and you don't solve that first problem quickly, they're going to leave and look for something else. So find a digital product, find one problem that you can ideally solve within 30 to 60 minutes. Now, what I mean by that is it'll take like 60 minutes or 2 hours at most to complete the thing. Maybe it's a workshop, maybe it's a workbook. Try and make it small enough and specific enough where it is solving one problem. That's the key, one problem. Whenever you start creeping in other stuff, it gets too big, too bloated, and your conversions are going to decrease. So keep it small. I know there's a feeling like I got to keep adding to it, but no, keep it small. And if you have done step number 1, where you've gotten that validation, you'll see that one solution, that one digital product that solves that one problem will be more than enough. The first one that you're creating, you're trying to build trust and credibility, and you're not just trying to solve all the world's problems, okay? So that is number 2. Design a one sitting outcome, okay? Number 3, I've seen people have like a 7-step funnel for their first digital product. And what you should do is you should have a MVF, a minimum viable funnel. Part of this is you want to get proof of concept. And in order to get proof of concept, you want to have a funnel that is short, it gets to the point, and it solves a problem. And what I think you should do here is you should have a sales page that explains the problem that the audience is currently experiencing, how your digital product is the solution, and why this solution is different than the other ones that you've seen out there. Have a checkout page. That's where people are actually going to give you money. And then you can have a 3 email sequence. Start and get proof first. Verify that this is something that people actually want. Now, if you've done the validation, this should just be a formality, but we just want to get it launched into the world. All too often, we've got a good product, or we might think we have a good product, but we never launch it into the world because we think we need to add 10 steps. Now, once you've confirmed that this is a good product and people are going to buy it, then you can start adding in upsells or one-time offers and order bumps and all these other things. But in the beginning, 3 steps: a sales page, a checkout page, and then the emails. The other thing too, what you've got to understand is for every additional step, you're going to lose people, right? People are going to drop off. They're going to say, this is too much work. You want to try and make it as simple as possible so that you remove any friction, right? So think about it. Think about it like this. Is it easier for a person to go up 1 stair or 7 steps? Halfway through, a person that has to go up 7 steps, they're going to say, forget it, and they're going to go back down and they're going to leave. Another way to think about it might be, is it easier for a baby to go up 1 step or 7 steps? How many times have you seen a baby go up like 2 or 3 stairs and then they kind of look back to see, is it easier to go down or to keep going? But treat it like that. In the very beginning, just to get proof of concept, get your minimum viable funnel up into the world. Number 4, pricing your first digital product too expensive. And so what you should be doing here is you want to price to learn, ladder to earn. And what do I mean by that? Your first digital product should be small and specific, and you should charge a small and specific price for it. I like to charge 5, 7, 9, 17. I try and keep it really low. And the reason why you want to keep it low is so that they don't have to spend a bunch of time thinking about it. You don't want to have them make a tough decision between buying your digital product and going to lunch. You don't want them to have to consult with their significant other about buying a digital product. And so in my opinion, what you should be doing instead is have one digital product that solves a specific problem. Okay, great. You have built that trust and credibility. You've shown that you can help them. Then you can introduce another digital product. So for example, some people will call this a value ladder, but in the very beginning, you create maybe a template or a workbook or like a guided journal, daily affirmation, something like that. You sell it for $7. Okay, great. They buy it, they get some value, but they feel like something's missing, or they have the next logical step. They need help with the next logical step. Then you can create a course. And the best part about this is that you don't have to have all of this figured out at one time. You can let your audience guide you. Let your buyers that purchased your $9 product guide you into deciding what's next for them. And then you can even build it live with them. And, you're making money while you're building this out. Anyway, so the next thing that you could do is you could do like maybe a course, right? You do a course to help people get a result. It takes a little bit longer. Some people are going to get value, but others might need additional help. Then you can offer the next thing, right? But people will keep coming back to you when you show that you can help them, when you can show that you can accurately solve their problem consistently. So don't try and hit a home run right away. You want to try and get on base. It's a baseball analogy. Don't swing for the fences. Get on base. Show trust and credibility, and then you can start selling more stuff. And the other thing too is it's easier to sell more stuff to customers that have already invested with you than to try and get them to try to get new customers to spend a bunch of money with you, because there's no trust and credibility there. So really important, price to learn, ladder to earn, called a value ladder. That's something that Russell Brunson coined, a value ladder. Number 5, a lot of people will make the mistake, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but a lot of people will try and launch the perfect product. And this is a huge mistake. You need to get a product that's about 80% done, maybe even less. Get your first product out there, get it into the world, and let the world decide if it's good or not. Let the world decide if it's finished or not. let your audience, let your buyers make recommendations on how to improve it. I think I told this story before, but think about it kind of like what Apple does and the iPhone. Apple doesn't launch the perfect iPhone right away. They launch it 80% done, and then they update it over time, and they improve it over time. They improve it with software updates. You can do the same thing. Update a minimum viable product, and then once you start getting feedback, you can make improvements and changes. And that improvement and feedback can be like, hey, there's spelling errors. I've had that happen to me before, where people say, hey, I bought your product, but I noticed that you got a couple of grammatical errors. Go in there and fix it. I would have never even known that it was an error because I was moving quick. So you want to move quickly with this, okay? Move quick. You don't want to spend months trying to get this figured out. Days and weeks is the goal. Anyway, so you want to get it done, and then you can get proof and move forward. Number 6. This is going to be kind of a hot take, I guess, I think. You want to try and launch something that is evergreen. You want to try and do something that doesn't require your manual labor and input to be successful. So what I mean is, a lot of people rely on sending DMs. A lot of people rely on making phone calls and one-on-one conversations. That takes a lot of time, energy, and effort, right? That takes a significant amount of effort that might not pay off in the long run. So if you launch, it's called a sales funnel, you launch a website, which we talked about before, let that website do the heavy lifting. Let that website do the selling for you, and you just create content on the front end to attract people to you. And so what I recommend that you do, you can use a video if you want, but what I think you should do is create kind of like an ecosystem. If you're going to launch a digital product, talk about the digital product ahead of time, talk about the benefits, the pros, get input from your users, potential users. Realize too that not everyone's going to buy your digital product. I think that was kind of the frustration that I had early on, was I created this digital product, I launched it into the world, and I was like, hey, this is a really good product. And then not everyone bought. And I was like, hey, why aren't you guys buying? This is a great thing. Know that a fragment of your population is only going to buy, and that's okay. You only worry about the people that are buying from you. Don't worry about the people that aren't buying, but just continue to do the marketing. So again, the marketing is letting people know that you have a solution to their problem. If you can simply explain the problem and explain how your thing is the solution, and most likely they've tried other solutions before, so you want to explain how it's different. Explain how you came up with this, right? Let them behind the curtain. And I think that's really powerful. Let them peek behind the curtain to figure out and let them see that it really is helpful. And you can do that without being salesy. You can do that without being pushy. But anyway, getting back to the original point number 6, evergreen the launch. So when you create video content, it's on the internet forever. Versus sending out DMs, you are only potentially making money when you're sending out DMs, and your time is more valuable than constantly sending out DMs. I've tried that before, and I was not a huge fan of the DM game. Some people love it. It might work out better if you're selling more expensive products, but because our first product is going to be inexpensive, I don't want you spending a bunch of time on that. So let's go ahead and get into the last one here, number 7. What you can do is you can do a 7-day show your work sprint. And I'm going to go through what you should do each one of the days. Day 1, why it exists. So talk about the pain points that your audience is going through. Day 2, 60-minute or quick 60-second outcome demo. So if you're creating a TikTok, or you can do a 6-minute outcome demo if you're doing a YouTube channel. Day 3 would be a beta proof with screenshots. If you are, let's say you're in the make money space, if you are in the fitness space, before and after, and these demos could be you. It could be your personal example. So on December 30th, I was 308 pounds. Right now I'm 265. That is good enough for the proof. And then the screenshots, you like being one weight and then the second weight, right? Day 4, behind the scenes and build with me. You can put on the finishing touches of your digital product. Day number 5, squash objections, so overcome objections. And you want to make sure that you understand the common objections of your target audience. Usually it's time tech oftentimes, but I think time is the biggest one. I don't have time to do it. I don't have time to go to the gym. Those are usually the biggest ones. Day 6, if you have a bonus, reveal the bonus. Day 7, you can include a deadline and frequently asked questions. I think this is a really good 7-day sprint that you could implement if you're creating any kind of content. You could do that if you're writing a blog. You could do that if you're doing email marketing, if you're doing TikTok, or even YouTube. You might want to maybe do that or do every other day, and that'll help you out with content as well. So comment down below. Tell me what you think about the 7 things that I think you should do if you want a successful launch. And let me know, have you launched a digital product before? What issues have you run into trying to launch a digital product? Have you found that you never got it launched because it became too big and bulky? Maybe you had imposter syndrome. Maybe you felt like I'm not an expert enough. I didn't have enough experience to do it. Let me know down below, because I'd be interested to hear your opinion, your thoughts, and make sure you watch this video next, because it's going to help you make money online.